here, although I'm quite happy to take care of these technical problems. So anyway, Peter Thiel has been giving lectures about the Antichrist, which are pretty interesting, and he tried to keep them secret, but it became public. Yeah?
That's the thing that I actually find interesting. What came first, Peter Thiel or Curtis Yarvin? Because as I understand it, Thiel, along with many others, were inspired by Yarvin.
That's right.
But after a point, it's hard to tell.
No, Yarvin is the intellectual center of the far right, such as it is. It's a very brain-dead movement, but he's the intellectual center. And he recently said he's going to have to flee the country because they failed to end democracy. And he very much fears that the Democrats will win in 26 and they'll take revenge. Because his plan was to completely eradicate democracy, and that's also Thiel, and replace us with a feudal system where the tech bros will be the kings over regions. They'll each be the lord over a bunch of regions. Everybody else will be a serf just serving their tech bro, because the fundamental idea is that the brilliant tech bros from Silicon Valley are the master race, and they are going to the stars and creating wonderful things, and all the rest of us are just a waste of time and an impediment to them. And that's why Elon Musk said that empathy is a failure of the human mind, and sympathy and kindness are terrible wastes of energy, because you really should just sort of, this is the way the old lords, it was in feudal times. The lords are the only thing that matters, and the rest of us are just herd animals like cows to be slaughtered and used to serve the lords, and that's what they want. And he feels like this is the divine goal of the human race, is to achieve great technical things. And he said anything like AI restrictions is terrible and from the Antichrist. He said Greta Thunberg is the Antichrist because she protests technology and wants to feed the poor. And from these guys' point of view, you should just grind the poor up for meat or something. Poor are just a total waste of your time, and serving common people is useless because they're inferior. This is a very old idea. Goes all the way back, that there's a small master race, and what really matters is their monumental accomplishments, and the rest of us are just a waste of space. Anyway, so he's putting this in here. He's tied it into Christianity somehow, which is a pretty good twist, because Christ didn't take that position. Quite the opposite. He was saying, be kind to people, take care of people, the rich people should give their money to the poor, but somehow they've turned it all upside down.
Yeah, okay, thank you for explaining that difference, because to me, it's a
Yeah.
chicken or the egg on the for my end.
Yeah, well, anyway, religions tend to do this. People pervert them and turn them completely upside down, and that's what Peter Thiel has done. Anyway, so Trump, I'm pleased to see the MAGA coalition falling apart, probably because Trump's health is failing. Everybody around him can see that he is rapidly declining and probably not going to be able to finish his term. So just like all dictators before him, like Alexander the Great and everybody else, when he dies, his empire falls apart as all his sons and subordinates fight and tear it to bits, fighting over who's going to control. So various Republicans are trying to establish an independent brand now to try to supplant him. So Marjorie Taylor Greene has turned against the Republicans and turned against Mike Johnson. And she doesn't directly criticize Trump yet, but she's refusing to go along with the Republican Party line. And quite a few Republicans have stepped out of line and said we really need to release the Epstein files. So there's various issues on which it's breaking up. So I'm glad to see it. I think it will collapse. It may collapse even before the Democrats come back, just under its own weight, since they can't govern and they can't even keep the House open. We'll see. But it always was based on complete nonsense and not likely to last. Anyway.
My name is Ozzy Mendes.